Hi everyone, welcome to our video on screenwriting. My name is Matthew Simpa and I want to take you through the basic steps of writing a screenplay. Screenwriting is the art and craft of writing scripts for movies and television shows. It's a challenging and rewarding career, and in this video, we are going to take a look at the basics of how to write a screenplay as well as plotting and characterization. We round up with some tips on the actual writing of the screenplay. First, let's talk about the structure of a screenplay. A screenplay typically follows a 3-act structure, which includes the setup, the conflict, and the resolution. The setup is where we introduce our characters and their world. The conflict is where the main problem or obstacle is presented, and the resolution is where the problem is resolved. The second act is where the story really takes off. This is where the bulk of the action happens and where the characters are put to the test. The second act should be filled with tension and conflict, and it should lead to a turning point that sets up the final act. The third act is where the story comes to a climax and the conflict is resolved. This is where the main character achieves their goal or fails to do so. Another important aspect of screenwriting is character development. The characters in your screenplay should be well-rounded, with their own goals, motivations, and conflicts. They should also change and grow throughout the story. When writing dialogue, it's important to remember that it should sound like real people talking. Avoid writing dialogue that sounds like it was written by a writer, and instead try to make it sound like something a real person would say. Formatting is also an important aspect of screenwriting. Screenplays have a specific format with specific margins, font sizes, and spacing. It's important to follow these guidelines so that your screenplay can be easily read and understood by industry professionals. Writing a screenplay is a challenging and rewarding process, but with the right structure, characters, and dialogue, you can create a story that will capture an audience's imagination. Now let's take a deeper look at plotting, characterization, and the actual writing process for screenplays. First, let's talk about plotting. A good story is built on a strong plot. The plot is the sequence of events that make up the story. It includes the inciting incident that sets the story in motion, the rising action, the climax, and the resolution. A good plot is one that is both surprising and inevitable. It should be structured in a way that keeps the audience engaged and wanting more. When it comes to characterization, it's important to create well-rounded, believable characters. Each character should have their own unique backstory, motivations, and conflicts. They should also change and grow throughout the story. The main character should be relatable and likable, and the antagonist should be someone the audience can understand, even if they don't agree with their actions. Now on to the actual writing process. It is important to start with a clear idea of the story you want to tell. Once you have that, you can begin to map out the plot and develop the characters. As you write, it's important to keep the structure in mind and to make sure each scene moves the story forward. When writing dialogue, it's important to make it sound like real people talking. Avoid using heavy exposition and make sure the dialogue moves the story and character development forward. When writing action and description, it's important to use specific and descriptive language that evokes a sense of time and place. It's also important to keep in mind the visual nature of movies and television, so try to write in a way that will be easy to translate to the screen. It's also important to remember that writing a screenplay is a process, and it may take multiple drafts to get it just right. Don't be afraid to experiment, and don't be afraid to make changes. Screenwriting takes time, dedication, and patience, but with the right tools and techniques, you can create a script that will capture an audience's imagination. Remember to keep the structure, characterization, dialogue, and formatting in mind, and keep working on it. It will be worth it in the end. Thanks for watching, and we wish you the best in your screenwriting journey. To learn more about screenwriting, order for my book on screenwriting. This book gives you much more detailed information about screenwriting and will guide you step by step in writing your own screenplay. You can reach me on +234 8066497896. Thank you.